Hello everybody, this is Andrew Gallinger with you, and welcome in to the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals here at I-76 Speedway in Fort Morgan, Colorado. We are here at the quarter-mile dirt track watching the youngins in the mini sprints go around the infield course, giving the fans a show to kick off championship night here for the Dwarf Car National event. The Sportsman's Class for Dwarf Cars will lead off tonight with heat races, and then that will be followed by Lightning Sprint Cars, who are a guest here tonight at the Nationals, followed by the Lightning Sprints here on Championship Night. The Veteran Class for the Dwarf Car Series will take here to the quarter-mile I-76 Speedway for their heat races. That'll be followed by the 270 Sprint Cars. And then following the 270 heats, we will have the Pro Class of Dwarf Car drivers in their heats. And then we will have the B mains, if those are necessary. We will get that information from officials here in just a little bit, as well as Fast Dash Hot Laps, the top 10 in Vets and Pro, and 7 in Sportsman will run in the Fast Dash later on in the night to set the starting field for the main in the corresponding classes. Then we will have the intermission, and then the corresponding main events: Sportsman's, Lightning Sprints, Vets, 270 Sprints, Pro Dwarfs, and that will conclude the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals from here in Colorado at the I-76 Speedway in Fort Morgan. The mini sprints still doing their thing here on the infield race course here at the Speedway. From my broadcast position here from across the start-finish line, directly across on the back straightaway, gives me a good view of the lineup where the Dwarf cars are out at the paddock area, as well as when they will slow down to come off the track at the conclusion of the races on the back stretch. So I'll be able to call turn 3 with a great vantage point. Turn 2 last night was very exciting with a lot of action. Turn 3 even saw one driver, Dan Morris, get caught up in a rollover. He was checked out by medical, but thankfully was okay. Thank goodness for that, and the safety of these Dwarf cars, as the mini mods are now done with their pre-show on the infield, and we are ready for Sportsman Heat number 1 to kick off the Night 2 festivities here from I-76 Speedway in Fort Morgan, Colorado. Dan Morris out of Phoenix, Arizona. Keaton Shore out of Pueblo, Colorado. Kelsey Edwards, also out of Pueblo, Colorado. Landon Sipcrow out of New Grand Fellas, Texas. John Pipe out of Greeley, Colorado. And I want to take this moment to thank John Pipe. John, one of the organizers of this specific nationals, as he is based here in the Fort Morgan area. I want to thank John for inviting me to come here to broadcast these nationals. My sincerest thanks for John for giving me this opportunity and seeing my potential. I have loved the experience and hope that you guys love my call tonight of championship night, and I do. You all and everybody here at I-76 Speedway and the Western States Dwarf Car Association proud this evening, and that you enjoyed tonight's call of championship dwarf car racing action from here in Colorado, as here the field comes out for racing. Leading him out, the 75 Travis Berman, followed by the 333 of Mike Oakley. Berman is out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Mike Oakley out of Casper, Wyoming. And then we've got the 47 Steve Capone, who won it all last night. Oh, and this is cool. They are doing the 4-wide salute to the fans. And actually, given that this is a 4-wide salute, not all these guys are going to be running right now, obviously. So I'm not going to do lineups right now with this being a 4-wide salute. This is awesome. Sorry, folks, I did not realize this was going to be going on, as I am in a different broadcast location. How wonderful. A 4-wide salute to these fans on this Nationals night. Incredible. Absolutely awesome. Just an incredible sight to see as Kelsey Edwards leads them around. Kelsey Edwards in her 37C car, carrying the Stop Domestic Violence Awareness flag. In her car, Edwards peels off. So we got a lot of these guys peeling off here in the next couple of laps here, so we'll get the lineup reset here for you as soon as they get off and we figure out exactly who's who. As these were all of the dwarf cars out here for the 4-wide salute from all 3 of the classes. Fantastic by John Pipe and everybody here at I-76 Speedway, an ownership to put on this Nationals, and including beginning this final night with the 4-wide salute to the fans. Just wonderful to see. So it's going to be the 75, 33 as we mentioned, Travis Berman, Mike Oakley. And then we've got the 13, Dan Morris. The 92, Dan Tripp. The 08, Danielle Long. And the 8 of Landon Falkenberg. out there in this heat, as well as the 72. A new and late entrant that is just in for tonight, starting in third, and the 46C in fourth, that is also a new entrant for tonight only on championship night. Going through 3 and 4, we are just about ready to get rolling, and we are green here at Nationals night number 2, going down the backstretch. Heat number 1, the 75, going into turn 3. Comes around to lead the first lap. Mike Oakley on his rear bumper. Oakley on the bottom. The 75 running the middle. Travis Berman the middle through 3 and 4. The 92 of Dan Tripp out of Evansville, Wyoming, is way off the pace. A half a lap behind already. The 72 has gotten around Mike Oakley on the outside for second, but Oakley's coming back on the inside, but the 72 pressuring the 75 as they come out of 2. 72 on the outside of the 75 now. It's 75, 72, and 333. Dan Morris in the 13. The blue 13 lurking just a bit behind. And the 92 is pulling off as he gets lapped down to the bottom of the track, just letting the whole field go by. Tough luck for the driver out of Evansville, Wyoming, Dan Tripp. And as they continue to roll around on the backstretch, here comes the 72 going into turn 3 on the high side. Makes a move around the 75. There he goes for the lead. It's the 72 as they go into 1. The 72 around the top makes it stick as they go through 2. The 72 slingshots into 3. Puts a couple of car lengths on the 75. Mike Oakley in the 333 is able to pick up maybe a 10th on the 75. Gets to the inside. Takes second away from Travis Berman, does Mike Oakley. And Dan Morris takes third from Berman. And we've got a yellow. And apologies, that's actually the end of the heat. So that's the win by the 72. Apologies, folks, with missing that. Missed the flag watching the battle from my backstretch position. And now we've got the lightning sprints out here now. The 81 on pole, 1 on the outside. And as they come around, I'll get you their lineup as they get closer to me here on my position. It's the 7 and 3rd, 21 4th, 44 and 5th, 26th and 6th, and the 11 and 7th, the 26th. Won the feature last night as we are green in the lightning sprints. 81 leads him down the backstretch. The 1 up to the top side. The 81 slides up in 3. loses the lead. And that's the 7 that takes it away through 1 and 2. Pressuring is the 1 now for second. The 81 struggling to keep control of the car in the middle groove as they now go back through 1 and 2, passing me now on the back stretch. The 7 is pulling away. The 1 now up alongside the 81 as they go back into 1. They just barely touch through the 1 and 81 going down the back stretch. No contact. They both slide up. No contact again. Now they're on the front straightaway, the 1 and 81. Through 1 and 2, the 1 and 81. This is still a battle now. The 81 gets the best of this battle. The 24 and 26 for 4th and 5th. 21 and 26, excuse me. 21 got the 26s. The 26 just got loose up top in 3. 26 charging back on the outside. Has a run out of 2. Makes it stick. Charges in through 3 and 4. But loses it. Able to get back to the gas on the straightaway. Keeps his foot in it. Does the 26 through 1 and 2. The 26 strong up high in 1 and 2. Seems like the 26 just struggles in the top groove. And that's the end of Lightning Sprint Heat. The 7 wins this one. 81 in second, 1 in third, 26 fourth, 21 fifth, 13 sixth, 44 in 7th. Now I've got Lightning Sprints Heat 2. The 86, 24. The 2 lead cars, 86 on the pole, 33. The 11H, 31, and 00 are the 6 cars in Lightning Sprint Heat number 2. We'll see what this one brings as they pass by my position on the back stretch, ready to come around to get the green flag to get Lightning Sprint Heat 2 on championship night of the Dwarf Car Nationals for 2022 underway. And they are going to say 1 to go. They need to pack in a little bit tighter. It'll be 24 on the inside, 16 outside, 31 inside, 33 outside, second row, 11 inside, third row, 00 outside, third row, third and last row. Coming through 3 and 4, here's the green flag. Lightning Sprint Heat 2 is green. Through 1 and 2, 24 gets the lead. The black and red 24, but the white and teal 86 right on his bumper. The 00 lags back, not able to get the power down. The blue and red, almost Domino's Pizza looking paint scheme, not able to get the power down. So now it's just those first 4, the 31 and 11, now in it. And now as they cross the line, the 24 and 16 are starting to pull away as now they cross my position in the center of the back straightaway. 24 and 16 still nose to tail. Going through 1 and 2. The 24 just maybe a half a lane up the bottom groove in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The 16 right on the bottom. And continuing to pull away from the 31 and the 11 are these top two. The 16 now pulling up about a groove higher in 3 and 4. Let's see what the 16 does in 1 and 2. This time, directly on the bottom in the tire tracks of the 24 is the 86. Apologies, that was the 86. I think I kept calling him the 16. My bad, it's the 86 in second, not the 16. 86. As the 24 was half a lane up in 1 and 2. Now he goes way to the top, does the 86. Loses just a couple of car lengths. 86 coming back to the bottom through 1 and 2. Now going into 3, almost side by side on the rear tire of the 24. Can't make it stick at the checkered flag. The 24 wins Heat 2. What a race between the 24 and the 86 here in the Lightning Sprints, Heat number 2. And now we've got the Veteran Heat for the Dwarfs coming out. Taking a look at them, we've got the 8R Dave Massengale out of right here in Fort Morgan on the pole. And we've got the 4 on the outside. I'll have to look again to see if it's the 4X of Richie Abbott or the 4C of Richie Barron. And we got a new entrant, the 76 and the 31, third, fourth. As well as the 05. Jerry Brook in the back in 7th spot, and this vet Dwarf Heat 1 is green. The 8R, the pole sitter, leads them at the 2. Dave Massengale, the hometown guy. The car painted up just like an 8-ball in pool. Sliding up into the dirty stuff is the 4, and way up high is the 4C. That's Rich Baronin, the 4X Richie Abbott that started second. He fell back to 4th, but it was Richie Abbott in the red 4C that really got up out of the groove on the first lap in turn 2. That fell way behind Abbott, now back in 5th. And we've got the 2 car way off the pace in 6th, as the 76 and 05 are really giving that 4 in 3rd a run for his money. They're coming out of 2 there. Richie Abbott. And we've got a yellow. The 6 car, Pat Petrie Jr., just looped that around. Pat Petrie Jr. just looped it around, top side to turn 1. Petrie Jr. out of Henderson, Nevada. Oh, and we've also got the 76 car stuck down there. Looks like the 76 spun trying to avoid him. We got one of the push vehicles out there to help him get going, and there he goes back joining the field. So no harm, no foul. The race should get going here again within the next couple of laps. Here it's Veteran Heat number 1 here on night 2 of the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals. Dave Massengale, the hometowner, still leading it. Richie Abbott in second. Rick Baronin is sitting there in third as we got 1 to go. We got that 76 there in fourth. And we'll see if that 6 that had fallen off the pace can keep up with the pack now, as Jerry Brook was also a little ways back, as on the restart Brook falls back, but the 8 of Massengale keeps up his lead. No challenge from the rest of the field for Massengale, and he comes around. Couple car lengths lead. Over Richie Abbott. Abbott going into turn 1. Same groove following Massengale. Exactly now going into 3. Abbott just got a little loose there into 3. White flag for Dave Massengale. Dave Massengale, the hometown guy. He comes through 3 and 4. Advances right to the main with the win in the Veteran Heat here on championship night for the Veteran Class of Dwarfs here at I-76 Speedway on night 2 of the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals. Dave Massengale of Fort Morgan, Colorado, your winner of this heat race. Next up, we got Lightning Sprint coming out for heats. We got 51 on pole, 5 outside, 6B on the inside, 10S on the outside, in 4th, 56 in 5th, 77 in 6th. And we've got the 18 also entering into this one. Coming out just late, as well as the 9. So we'll take another pace lap to give the 18 and the 9 a chance to catch up and get into position. So it's going to be the 51 on pole. The 10 second, 6 third, 77 4th, 56 5th, 57 6th, 18 7th, and 9 8th. And we got one more to go. And as they come around the back stretch, they enter turn 3. Caution light not out, so nope, they are not ready to go yet. Now they are in order. Now they are in the correct order. I wondered they hadn't pulled up right next to the 51 in second. The 6B. So we'll see right now if the starter gives them 1 to go as they go through 3 and 4. As it's the 51 and the 6B on the front row. Yes, now we do have 1 to go. There's the field rolling through 1 and 2. Just coming off of 2 right now. Passing me right now on the back straightaway. Coming through 3 and 4, they get the green. Right as they come out of 4, get ready, and here we go. Sprints are green for their heat. The 51 falls back. It's the 6B that gets the lead. 56 quickly up into second with the 77. Oh, and the 6 falls up and he hits the wall. The 6 hits the wall in turn 4. No caution. Oh, and the 6 slides up in turn 2. So the 6 is out of it and makes contact with another car on the far side from where I am. So that's gonna be a caution. So the 6, after quickly inheriting the lead, smacked the wall. Coming out of turn 4 on the first lap. And then got up out of the groove in 2. And then we'll see who that is when I come back. Still can't get a good look yet. Apologies, folks. I'm on the far end here from where the accident was, over in the bottom part of turn 1, and that was that 56 that spun it around. To the 56 now in the back. Not sure how much contact he made with the 6 as I was concentrating on the battle up front. I just saw the 6 get loose up in 2 after smacking the wall the lap previously, coming out of turn number 4. As the lights are off, we are now getting ready to come to green. It is the 77 in the lead, 57 behind him in second, 9 in third. Back to green. The 57 pushes his way to the lead through the inside in 1 and 2. 18 in fourth. 57 gets it through 3 and 4. The 57 stretching that lead out now. And the 6 back out on track, but clearly off of the pace. '57 continuing to pull away as he powers past me on the back straightaway. The 77 and 9, as well as the 56, second, third, and fourth respectively, and the 18 and fifth, as well as the 51 and sixth. Just not able to do anything with the leader, that 57 car, here in this heat race that's early on been filled with a lot of action. The 6 slowing down a lot, getting lapped by the leader as it's 1 to go for the 57. As the 57 goes through 1 and 2 down the back stretch now into 3, coming to the checkered flag. It's the 57 to win Lightning Sprints. This heat goes to the 57. He'll be moving on to the main here on this championship night of the Dwarf Car Nationals, as will the 77. Very tough night for the 6. The 51, after starting on pole, he struggled, finished in 6th. Here comes the veteran Dwarf Car Heat number 1. Oh, and apologies, these are actually just hot laps for a group of pros later on that did not get a chance to have hot laps earlier. So my apologies, that was not on the schedule, but this group did not have a chance to run. Earlier tonight, and now they are gonna go ahead and line this group up. As this is the first heat for the pros, as they just gave them a couple of extra hot laps, as this group was part of packing, so they did not get the quote-unquote hot laps that other pro drivers did at speed. Now this group has the 15, Sammy Gallo, the 3R, Ben Haney, the top 2. Ben Haney from second, quickly out to the lead. And then the 09 of Chris Christ, 88R, Keith Welch. Back in 5th, the 09, Chris Christ there, trying to do something with Welch. On the outside of 2, nothing there is Ben Haney in the 3R is just pulling away from the field. And then Jason Woods started shotgun on the field. In 6th has just moved up 1 spot to 5th in that 32. The 3R Ben Haney, the gray Dwarf car, got this one handily on the outside. It is Keith Welch up against Sammy Gallo all the way through 3 and 4. Now as they go through 1 and 2, it's still that way. Welch finally gets him after a lap. Gallo has to finally relinquish the 2nd position, and we now have a caution. Jason Woods spins it around in the middle of 1 and 2. He's nose first, looking at the top of the banking in the middle of 1 and 2. So it's Haney leading, Sammy Gallo in 2nd, Welch in 3rd, Chris Christ in 4th, and then we've got Chris Tremino back there with Woods as we are back to it. And Tremino gets a little loose on top of Woods in 3 and 4. Haney stretches out his lead on Gallo after this lap and a half as they go through 3. Haney has it in hand and Gallo off the pace. Gallo way off the pace as he comes out of 4. And Gallo drops way back. No idea what happened to him. Now he's back up to speed on the back stretch. But he lost almost 3/4 of a lap there. No clue what happened to Sammy Gallo in that 15 car for the driver out of Wheat Ridge, Colorado. Gallo looking like he's still struggling, and there's the checkered flag for Ben Haney out of Longmont, Colorado, your winner in Heat 1 of the Pro Division on Championship Night of the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals. Here's Heat 2, Drew Stark on the pole. In the 03. In 3rd, we have the 81 of Kagan Moore out of Texas. In 2nd, we have the 117 Braden Becker. 4th, the 58 Cole McEwen. And in 6th, bringing up the rear of this heat, it is the 44 car The 44 of Thomas Mack. Lights are off and we are green. In this heat for the pros, Heat 2, leading them off out of 2, the 03, Drew Stark. He's up top now through 3 and 4, side by side with Cole McEwen in the 58. Still side by side as they go down the front straightaway and into turn 1. McEwen trying to take the lead. Still side by side as they go down the back straightaway. 3 and 4, McEwen takes it as they come off of turn 4 on the bottom. Cole McEwen with the lead down the backstretch. Braden Becker in the 117, breathing down the neck of Drew Stark in the 03 for third. But just like that, the 44 of Thomas Mack in his own coming up to breathe down Braden Becker, trying to take away that third spot. And the 81, Kagan Moore, is back there in 5th right now in the last spot as Mack takes over the third spot, getting around the 117 on the outside on the front straightaway as they now go into turn 3. Mack trying to get underneath the 03 for second as they go into 1. Still there on him going down the back straightaway. Still underneath them going through 3 and 4. Does it stick as they come to the white? Yes, it does. Still side by side. Still side by side as they go into 1. The 44 and 03 Mack makes it stick against the 03. Against the 03 of Stark, and the 58 Cole McEwen wins this heat race in the Pro Division for the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals on Championship Night. And it is Thomas Mack, in second. A hard-fought finish for him, having to battle it out there at the end with Braden Becker. Not enough to chase down Cole McEwen, though. McEwen out of Junesbury, Colorado, takes the heat win here in the Pro Division. Now we are just waiting here for the next Dwarf group to roll. Looks like we got a couple of cars out of the John Pipe stable in that line. I can see the Riverside Truck and Auto Recyclers yellow stickers. A beautiful high 70s degree night here in Colorado. waiting for the next group to roll as we get closer to seeing who our ultimate champion will be in each of these classes for the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals here at I-76 Speedway in Fort Morgan, Colorado. Here they come. And this one will be the Sportsman So you've got John Pipe, Kane Wiedenbacher, Ricardo Leon, Kelsey Edwards, Keaton Shore, Thomas Mack, and Dan Varner out here, and this group is gonna run a couple of hot laps before we get all lined up here. Kyle Wiedenbacher, the main event winner on Friday night here in this Sportsman's Class. Oh, and okay, that's all that this was just an opportunity for this group to get hot laps in. So now we've got another group of the veterans out. For hot laps. And we got one of them that spun around the 89R. Dale Wall spun it around in 4 on his hot lap. And there's the checkered flag for the hot laps for this veteran group. And these are hot laps for the fast dash later on. That's what these last few have been. Is here's another group coming out for hot laps. And the fast dash will be the race that sets the lineup for tonight's main events. And there's the checkered for this veteran group and their fast dash hot laps. So they'll head back to the paddock. And taking a look now as we've got the fast dash completed. We're just waiting to see now what the status will be. Do we go to intermission or B mains right now? And now we actually have one more event to complete. It's the Sportsman Heat. So we've got Thomas Mack, Kelsey Edwards, Dan Varner, Ricardo Leon, John Pipe. Those are your top 5. And also that 17 as we go green here. Green going into 1. Charging out of 1, that 42. Wiedenbacher with the lead just as he finished last night. 42 a Mack on his tail, followed by the 36. Dan Varnier top 3. Leon in 4th as they go through 1 and 2. Wiedenbacher still out front. John Pipe now has moved into 3rd in the 06. Leon back to 4th. Wiedenbacher still maintained 1st. Leon trying to hold off a charge from Keaton Shore out of Pueblo, Colorado in the 17C. Shore on the bottom through 3 and 4, not able to do anything. Let's see what he can do now in 1 and 2. Shore now side by side with him as they go down the back straightaway through 3 and 4. Shore and Leon. Shore gets the better of Leon that time. That for 4th. Wiedenbacher still out front as now Pipe is putting pressure onto the back of Thomas Mack. Pipe pressures Mack going through 1 and 2. Pipe tries to cross over Mack. Nothing doing through 1 and 2. Tries to get him going back into 3. Nothing there as Pipe just loses the front end a little bit. in the '06 car. The 42 and 44 still strong in first and second. That is Thomas Mack in second. Kine Van Wiedenbacher in first. Wiedenbacher still the class of the field, just as he was last night in his heat, as well as the feature going on to win the A-main last night was Wiedenbacher, continuing right where he left off. Pipe still in third, now trying to get to the inside of Mac. Pipe, nothing there through 3 and 4 as they get the white flag. Dan Varner in the 36, teammate to John Pipe, he is bringing up the rear of the field as Kane Wiedenbacher comes around to take the checkered flag, winning the Sportsman Heat on championship night of the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals. John Pipe second, Keaton Shore third, Kelsey Edwards fourth, and Ricardo Leon fifth. Here comes the next veterans heat out. The 22C Brett Field, 89R Dale Wall, first and second. And then we've got the 72 of Mike Reeder, fourth. The 16R of Brad Bond in third. Fifth, we've got Stacy Woods. And in sixth, we've got your feature winner Friday night in the veteran category, Steve Capone. And then bringing up the rear, it's the second place finisher in the feature last night, Donald Jackson, starting tonight's event in the seventh spot. So the two fastest cars in the main last night in the back as we go green here in this veteran heat on championship night here at I-76 Speedway. 89R Dale Wall out in front as they go through turn 3 and 4 for the first time. Brett Field out of Pueblo, Colorado on his tail. Mike Reeder up top in third, right on the back bumper of the 22. Now diving inside, trying to get a look for second, is Reeder in that orange 72. Reeder, nothing there through 1 and 2. Still in third, the 89R Wall. Still leading as they go down the back stretch and into 3. And spinning it around in the middle of 3 and 4, also catching up, Stacy Woods, the 16R Brad Bond. Stacy Woods also spinning in that one. Both cars, it was just a single spin. Woods spinning, trying to avoid that. It looked like Brad Bond just got loose. Up in the loose dirt at the top of the track. And Brad Bond gets it turned around and will rejoin the field. Some exciting racing here so far. And we still have all the mains to go. So a very exciting final night of the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals that we've got going here at I-76 Speedway here in Fort Morgan, Colorado. Once again, folks, Andrew Gallinger with you. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm so proud and honored to have you along. And leading right now, Dale Wall in second, Brett Field. And we go back to green. Wall on the gas as they come to the green, charging into one. Wall, as they come down the back stretch, stretches out the lead on Brett Field. And Mike Reeder drops back. Looked like he had a problem coming out of two, and he's just way off the pace. Mike Reeder out of Placerville, California. About a quarter of a lap behind now. Oh, and we've got a spin on the front straightaway. Steve Capone, the feature winner last night. It looked like it might have been contact between him and maybe the 52, and the caution is out as the 47 of Capone cannot get rolling. And Capone's still stuck there, not moving on the inside of the track on the front stretch. A tough break for the man who was just so dominant last night here in the feature. And there he gets rolling with the push from one of the push vehicles here at the track. So we'll see if Steve Capone can get back into contention here and be a contender when it comes time for the main event here later on tonight. Hopefully for Steve Capone and all of his fans out of Surprise, Arizona, he can, because boy did Capone put on a show last night, dominating that A feature to finish off the veteran category. And we're back to green. Capone sliding back a little bit, no change in the rest of the field. Mike Reeder trying to go to the inside of Brad Bond. Nothing there for Reeder. Phil trying now to go to the outside of Bond. Crosses him over on the backstretch. That works. Phil gets around Bond in the 16, but Bond crosses over Phil on the front straightaway. Now they go into turn one. No change of position. The whole field charges down the back straightaway. Through 3 and 4, they get back single file as they're now back down the front straightaway, back to 1 and 2. Coming back down the back straightaway, past my vantage point. It's the 89R and 52. The 52 of Don Jackson wants to lead after finishing second in the main last night. He is up top on the 89R, Dale Wall. Still up against him. Up top 3 and 4. Caution flag. And the 22 spun it around at the top coming out of turn 2 to bring out the yellow. So we will go back to the last lap scored for the restart. Right now it's the 52 of Don Jackson up front. Looks like he's going to stay there, so it's the 89R of Dale Wall out of Greeley, Colorado. And now it's, nope, officials say it is going back to the last lap. Dale Wall was in the lead. So it's the 89R of Dale Wall in front the lap prior to the caution. That's the rule in dirt racing. We go back to the lap previous to the caution to set the restart order. So it will be Dale Wall followed by Don Jackson as we are back to green. And off the pace is Stacy Woods from 3rd to 5th. Don Jackson quickly back to the outside of Dale Wall as they go into 3 at the line for the checkers. And that was the 52 getting Dale Wall at the line. Don Jackson perhaps got redemption for his 2nd place finish in the A-Main last night to Steve Capone. And now we've got another Pro Heat. Coming out here. The 4C of Billy Taylor. The 06 of Nick Velasquez. Excuse me, in second it is the 36. Dylan Bushwick also out there in the 25, the 11 DD of Danny Wagner. And then the 09 of Chris Christ also out there, along with the 82 Jason Woods. We're racing. This is lap 2. Apologies for the confusion, folks. The 36, that John Pipe car, leading as Dan Varner out front. He is followed in second by Billy Taylor out of Strasburg, Colorado. And we have quickly got a caution. And we just had a single spin there on the front straightaway. can't tell in the sun who that was right now. It looked like that was the 62 Rory Mortem. Now the 25 Dylan Buswick in 4th. The 12N Mike Greenert 3rd. The 11 Danny Wagner 5th. Dan Varner still out front, being chased by Billy Taylor in 2nd. In the 08, Chris Tremino in 6th. And I got Nick Vasquez in 7th. Ellie Russo in 8th. And as we're back to green, it's pretty much all single file. As there's Varner, as now they start to get a little wild. They're in 3. Billy Taylor tries to put a dive bomb move on Varner. That's nothing doing, allows Varner to stretch his lead by a couple car lengths in that Riverside Truck and Auto Recycling's 36 car. The 12N in 3rd of Mike Greenert, followed by the 25 Dylan Buswick out of Boner, Texas. And as they continue to roll around, here they are on the back straightaway. Right now it's all pretty much single file. Nobody catching the 36 of Varner. Varner just simply in his own zip code. The 4 and the 12 in a hotly contested battle for second. Billy Taylor and Mike Greenert as they go down the front straightaway, now charging into 1, through 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. Greenert trying to come to the outside on Taylor as they go through 3 and 4. Greenert gets around Taylor, and there's contact! They touch! The 4 and the 12 allows the 25 of Dylan Buswick to get by. Mike Greenert, wheel to wheel with Billy Taylor through 1 and 2. That last time around, Taylor was on the high side, and Greenert just made contact with him from his position on the bottom. And there's the checkered, a wild finish there for second as the 36 Varner takes this one. Nick Velasquez, Varner's teammate, back in 6th. And now, folks, that is intermission time, so we are going to take a break, and we will come back with you for the rest of the show here in just a bit. This is Andrew Gallinger with the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals from Fort Morgan, Colorado, I-76 Speedway, here in Morgan County, Colorado. Who takes dwarf car titles tonight here in the Western States. Stay with us and find out. Hello everybody, Andrew Gallinger back with you here at the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals here in Fort Morgan, Colorado. We are here in our intermission here on Championship Night, Saturday night, June 25th here at I-76 Speedway, going through the fan appreciation festivities. All the drivers and their cars for all the classes of dwarfs, sportsmen, vets, and pro, as well as lightning sprints and 270 sprints. Drivers and cars are all out on the racetrack now, mingling with fans, so the fans can get autographs and meet the drivers for fan appreciation during this championship night intermission before we get into the mains coming up here in just a little bit. When we get into the mains, we will start it off with the Sportsman Dwarf class. That main will be 20 laps, followed by the lightning sprints, 20 laps. That will be followed by the Veterans Dwarf car main event, 20 laps. 270 sprints main event, 20 laps. And finishing the night off with the Pro Dwarf car main event to culminate the night in a 30-lap main event to crown your 2022 Dwarf Car National Champions in all of these divisions for 2022 here in Colorado for the Western States Dwarf Car Association. It is a very exciting night of racing. Once again, everybody, I'm Andrew Gallinger, and I would personally like to thank John Pipe, racer here this weekend and organizer of this weekend's festivities, for inviting me out here to Colorado from my home in Rock Springs, Wyoming, to come out here and broadcast the events this weekend. I hope you guys enjoy tonight's events as much as I've enjoyed bringing all the action to you, especially tonight here on the very exciting championship night of racing that we have seen. Stay with us. We still have a ways to go here in the intermission break, but we'll be back here later with the Sportsman main kicking off the 5 mains to finish off the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals. They're champions to be crowned, folks, here tonight at I-76 Speedway in Fort Morgan, Colorado for 2022 and the Western States Dwarf Car Association Nationals. This is Dwarf Car Nationals for 2022 in Fort Morgan, Colorado at I-76 Speedway. Stay with us. Mains coming up here soon from I-76. Hello everybody, Andrew Gallinger back with you, and welcome back to the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals from here in Fort Morgan, Colorado at I-76 Speedway. It is championship race time. That's right, main event time. We get started with the Sportsman Dwarf class. This class will kick off the night of main events with the 20-lap feature to decide the champion in this class. The Sportsman class for the dwarfs is the group of drivers who are essentially beginning their dwarf car career, no matter the age, in their first 5 years or less of competition, are definitely within the Sportsman Class, and then 45 and older, and younger, in the veteran division. 45 and older, yes, I had that right, 45 and older in the veteran division, which you will see after the Lightning Sprint main, who goes as the second main of the night after these Sportsman main events go off. And then the pro heats, the pro mains, go off to close out the night, to conclude the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals. And these pro drivers are the ones that go all around the country doing their best to absolutely make a living racing these dwarf cars. And here they are at a national event here in Colorado. This is a big deal for all of these dwarf car drivers and anybody that can make it here, as well as these Lightning sprint car drivers and 270 sprint car drivers that are here at this Dwarf Car National event as a guest series. And the Sportsman Dwarf main event class is rolling. You've got the 42C of Kane Wiedenbacher leading them out, followed by the 44 of Thomas Mack. In third, it'll be the 17C of Keaton Shore. Fourth, you've got the 06, John Pipe. Fifth, you've got Pipe's teammate, Dan Varner. In sixth, you've got the 81, Ricardo Leon. Oh, now there's a lap change. The 37 is moving up into fifth. The 37, Kelsey Edwards, moving up into fifth. Leon in sixth in the 81. Seventh, Varner. Ninth, you have Mike Oakley out of Casper, Wyoming. Eighth, you got the 72. 10th, 75. 11, 13, Dan Morris. And there's the green. We are underway with the Sportsman main for the dwarf cars. And quickly on the outside, Dan Varner, but he goes way wide up into the marbles. And that's actually John Pipe, Both cars painted up exactly alike at the far end of the track. It looked like the 36, but it was actually John Pipe. So John Pipe now is back in fifth. The 06 in fifth, 36th of Dan Varner in sixth. It's the 42, Wiedenbacher, still leading it with The 44 who started in second, Thomas Mack, still holding that spot, but an aggressive Keaton Shore in third wants to take that away, but Kelsey Edwards in fourth wants to have something to say with her Pueblo, Colorado competitor that's also here with her, both Shore and Edwards from just up the road in Pueblo, Colorado. The 42, 44, 17, and 37 top four, followed by John Pipe in the 06, 5th, Dan Varner in the 36, 7th, Dan Morris, 8th, the 81 of Ricardo Leon, 9th, the 72, 10th, the 333 of Mike Oakley, 11th, 75 of Travis Berman, and the last three are kind of lagging back. Like, look at those three there at the far end. The 08, 46, and the 8. Danielle Long, Landon Falkenberg. The last two, and then that 8. Landon Falkenberg is really starting to drop off the pace now, as you've got Kyle Van Wiedenbacher starting to stretch out that lead now on Thomas Mack as they go down the front straightaway, now charging through 2 and down the back straightaway. Wiedenbacher nice and easy through 3 and 4 that time, down the front straightaway now into 1 and 2 on this quarter-mile dirt track. These laps go quick, inside of 15 seconds that they're getting around here. 20 lap main, halfway, 10 laps in for Wiedenbacher. Can Mack do anything with him, or can Keaton Shore do something? And we've got a caution. I'm waiting to see what the caution is for. Don't see a spin. So it's Wiedenbacher, Mack, Shore, Pipe, Varner, and Edwards. The top 6, Morris in 7th, Mike Oakley in 8th, Travis Berman 9th, rounding out the top 10 is the 08 of Danielle Long out of Gonzalo, Texas. Ricardo Leon is back in 11th. Lining up now for a double file restart. We got 1 to go. Phil just now coming out of 2. As the field lines up, coming through 3 and 4. On the gas is Wiedenbacher. Stretches it out now to the inside. 17 on the 44. John Pipe tries to squeeze in there. Not enough room through 1 and 2. The 17 and 44 still trying to do battle for second through 3 and 4. Now down the front stretch and into turn 1 quickly. 42 Wiedenbacher still in the lead as they go through 3. Coming across the line on the front stretch, the 92 Dan Tripp off the pace. Wiedenbacher won the feature Friday night. Can he go 2 for 2? And we've got a caution. And we've got a couple around in 3. It's the 08. And the 92. As those two just made a little bit of contact through 3, the 08 just up high. We got at least 2 to go here, so it's a 42 in the lead. Wiedenbacher, Thomas Mack second. Keaton Shore third. John Pipe fourth in the 06. Kelsey Edwards fifth. Dan Varner sixth. Dan Morris seventh. Eighth, Travis Berman. Ninth, Ricardo Leon. 10th, Mike Oakley. 11th, Landon Falkenberg. And 12th, it's the 72, 13th, the 46th. And then I got Danielle Long, and then the 92 that's off the pace, coming to the green as we are back underway from the restart. The 42 with the great restart, but the 17 gets the jump on the 44 for second, and Edwards goes for third and is able to make it stick going into 1 on lap 2 after the restart over Thomas Mack. Mack now back to 4th. Let's see what Keaton Shore can do as they come off of 4 now. Does Keaton Shore have anything now for Kyle Wiedenbacher as they go through 1 and 2? It's the 42 and 17. But can Kelsey Edwards in the blue and pink 37C have anything to say about this one? Can Matt get back into this in 4th? But then John Pipe and Dan Varner 5th and 6th teammates as we've got another caution coming out. Dan Morris spins it on the bottom, coming out of 4. After contact with the 75, both cars are stuck on the bottom of the track. Dan Morris in the 13 and Travis Berman. Dan Morris out of Phoenix, Arizona. Travis Berman, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Berman gets it going all by himself. Dan Morris needs a push to get turned around, and Morris able to get it going, so the push SUV will pull off, and Morris and Berman will rejoin the back of the pack, and we'll get back to green here shortly, and Berman pulls off. So that's the end of the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals for the Colorado Springs, Colorado driver, Travis Berman. The Dominator, Kane Wiedenbacher, leading this entire race, dominated last night's Sportsman main event to win that feature. Can he go 2 for 2? Lights are out now, so 1 lap to go. 2 green off of this caution. But Keaton Shore in second. Kelsey Edwards in third. Thomas Mack in fourth. John Pipe in fifth. And Dan Varner in sixth. The 5 cars that look like they have the best chances to do something with Wiedenbacher. But Wiedenbacher clearly looks dominant as they are back to green. But there goes Shore trying to dive to the inside. Slips up high. Edwards loses third to John Pipe. As Pipe goes underneath Edwards, taking away third, coming out of 2. Back across the line now on the front stretch. Wiedenbacher's starting to just slowly inch away from the 17 of Shore, and Pipe just a little. Pipe on the very bottom in 1 and 2. Trying to follow Shore directly. And we've got a yellow. And Edwards looped it around on the front straightaway. As I was watching the top 3 there, Kelsey Edwards had spun it around just as she had come off of turn 4. That's a quickie yellow. We now have 1 to go before we come back to green. Here remains Kane Wiedenbacher up front. Keaton Shore second. John Pipe third. And in fourth, Thomas Mack, as we are back to green. Mack loses a couple spots to the 72 as well to Varner. Varner in the 72 make contact. They spin as well as Edwards in 2, and that also collects. One other car, can't tell the 4th car involved from my vantage point. I know it's Varner collecting the 72 that also collected Edwards. Varner just drove it in there. Looked like a little too much power on the bottom. Collected the 72, did Dan Varner. Kelsey Edwards in the pink and blue 37C caught up in that one, and I'll tell you who the 4th driver caught up in that one is as soon as I get a good view of it. As we have the first tow vehicle coming out there, and we got the second push truck headed out there. This one might take a bit as we've got a couple trucks that are needing to, it looks like, push the 36 and potentially the one that I can't make out the number on apart, that there's contact between the John Pipe owned car and that other one, so I'll get you that number as soon as I have it confirmed here. Kelsey Edwards gets pushed back from the barrier and able to drive away, but she stops quickly right at a 2 as she drives away. Motor's still running on Edwards' 37 car. Not sure why she stopped. Oh, that other car caught up. Landon Faulkner was also in it. I didn't see him up against the barriers and that 46. Landon Faulkner was up against the inside barrier, so I didn't even see him spinning to avoid that one. Landon Faulkner ended as well as the 46, and Faulkner coming to a stop at the top of turn 4, looks like to the attention of one of the crew members to have damage assessed. So this first main of the night, involving a lot of chaos to begin the mains in this 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals. If this is how the Sportsman's main event is starting for Nationals here in Colorado, how's the Veteran and Pro Divisions races gonna go? And the Pro Division, they go 30 laps, not 20. So we're in for exciting racing, folks, here at this Colorado quarter mile. As Landon Faulkner has now been able to get restarted and join the back of the pack. Now we are just waiting on Edwards to get restarted, and she has gotten pushed off, but now her car dies again just as quickly as it gets going, and it looks like the tow crew with the side-by-side, it looks like they might be towing her off the track. And yep, that's exactly what they're gonna do. So we might be under an extended caution period to get Kelsey Edwards pulled off here. And while we have a minute, folks, with John Pipe running in third place, I want to take a minute and say a genuine thank you to John Pipe. Personally, he's the one that invited me out here to Fort Morgan on I-76 Speedway to be on the call of these Dwarf Car Nationals here at I-76 Speedway. This is my first time in my career calling dirt track racing, and I have absolutely loved it. I truly hope I get to do more in my career, because this has been an absolute blast. To all those here at I-76 Speedway, thank you truly for your hospitality. I cannot thank you guys enough for being so welcoming. To John Pipe, your family, and everybody on your team at Riverside Truck and Auto Recyclers, and everybody associated with your entire Dwarf Car team. Thank you for your friendship and all you've done for me, and especially giving me this opportunity this weekend. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and just truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you for this opportunity. I hope I've done the folks at I-76 Speedway, and especially John Pipe, proud especially for him being the one selecting me to come up here and do this, especially from Rock Springs, Wyoming. So, John Pipe, thank you, as lights are off, and we are back to green after that caution. Wiedenbacher leading, Mack second, John Pipe third. Excuse me, that's Keaton Shore second. Mack is in fourth behind Pipe. And Wiedenbacher is stretching out that lead on Shore by just about a car length as they go through 1 and 2. Wiedenbacher just absolute domination, and there's the white flag for Wiedenbacher. Wiedenbacher just a quarter of a mile to go as now he rolls through 1 and 2. Can he go back to back both nights? Wiedenbacher goes through 3 and 4. And just like that, Kyle Wiedenbacher wins Friday and Saturday nights 2022 A-Mains. And Kyle Wiedenbacher is your Sportsman 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals champion. The driver out of Kiowa, Colorado, took this one flag to flag. Absolute domination. Congratulations. Keaton Shore out of Pueblo, Colorado, second, and John Pipe out of Greeley, Colorado. All the hard work that John has put in promoting this event and everything he's done. I just mentioned all he's done for me personally. John Pipe placed third. Congratulations to those three and everybody else in the Sportsman division. Congratulations on your A-Main. Mostly congratulations to Kyle Wiedenbacher, your 2022 A-Main and Dwarf Car Nationals champion here at I-76 Speedway. Congratulations. Now up, we have the Lightning Sprint main. The 7 car on pole, 24 outside, 81 in third, 86 in fourth. Yeah, apologies folks, we just had the lights go off and turn 3 and 4. So I lost the view of who some of the drivers were in positions. 5th, the 1, 6th, 31, 7th, 26, 8th, 11, 9th, 21, 10th, 13, 11th, 33. And it'll be a minute as we still have the lights off in 3 and 4. At minimum another lap and a half before we get this Lightning Sprint main started. And then on the last row on the inside, 00 and 44. So that makes up your 13 car starting field for this lightning sprint main here at the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals. We thank the Lightning Sprint for joining us here at the Dwarf Car Nationals at I-76 for 2022. Lights all through 3 and 4 on the infield. Still off, so looks like we are not going to be able to go green with that section of the track dark. So I don't know if they'll keep the field out there or bring them back into the pit area. When the field started to roll out of the pit area, these lights were on in 3 and 4, and then as they got onto the back stretch, all of a sudden the 3 lights on the infield and the 1 lights on the back of turn 4 behind the turn 4 wall, those went out as well. So it might be a little bit before we get the second main event of the night underway. So coming up, we've got these lightning sprints, the veteran class for the dwarf cars, their main event. And then we have 270 sprints, their main event. And then it's culminating with the Pro Dwarf class, their main event, to finish off the night. And then the awards ceremony to conclude the 2022 Dwarf Car Nationals. The field's still rolling around under caution pace. These 13 cars in this main event. Still waiting to see what will happen. There's still caution lights on the track, so it's just the overhead bright lights that actually keep the track lit that are out. An interesting wrinkle this puts to these nationals, especially going into this main event for these lightning sprints drivers who aren't regulars here at I-76. And this, to them, is just a regular main event. This is not a national contest for them. And the lights are slowly starting to power back on. At least one set of them is that I can see from my vantage point here on the back stretch. The one that's right square in between turn 3 and 4, that one is starting to power back on. The one that's directly in my line of sight, right here before you enter turn 3. Not seeing anything with that one yet. Yeah, I think that one's critical as it's right before you go into a corner. That one's probably one of the more critical lights to be in working order on this racetrack. And now, because of the light issue, we'd have a red flag. Given that, we are going to take a break. We'll be back when we are ready to resume action and get the Lightning Sprint main event started. We have this delay due to a light malfunction here at I-76 Speedway. Stay with us. This is Andrew Gallinger. We'll be back when the lights literally come back on here at I-76 Speedway here in Fort Morgan, Colorado.